Well, hello, sunshine. In case you're not familiar with me, I am Laura Ashley Abraham, and I am one of the Michigan Medium Angels. We just wrapped up our 8-week Transform Your Life program. It was incredible. And for those of you who joined, just wanted to say thank you so much. It was really great. And I miss all of you. I really do. So what I decided to do, because I have a little bit of extra time now, we were doing a lot of Facebook Lives in the program and content and material. I want to start focusing on helping more of you that are out there who are tuning in weekly to our cards of the day, and then answering some questions for people as well. So just so you know, randomly, I may be picking people and Connie may pick people that we're going to answer questions for. If we don't answer your question, it's not, we apologize. It's not because we're trying to exclude anybody. It's just that we are following our own intuition and our guidance to whose message we need to answer and respond to, or who we feel drawn to. So we may not get to everybody's questions, but we appreciate you interacting and posting, because I really want to try to do that as much as possible. We had some great questions that came through. So what I did is on Monday, on the post, I asked for everyone who was interested, if they had a question on intuition, what was your question? Something that would help everybody. And I wasn't really clear on the question, so I know some people kind of posted some personal things. And if I can, and if I get a chance to, sometimes I'll be able to go back to those and respond. Just so you know, going forward as well, there are times where I may pull a card or feel guided to do something like that for you. And we can't get to everybody's, so I just want to, make that clear. It's not that we're trying to exclude anybody, and it's not because your loved ones aren't with you or your angels. We are just guided to the ones that we need to, or we feel guided to respond to. So again, I want to try to answer some of these, and the one for this week. Great questions, everybody. Seriously, you sent me some amazing questions. And in the next few weeks too, I'd like to continue to answer them. So I might not get to everybody's today. I want to at least answer one question. And the question was, what is the best practice to use to listen to your intuition and not let others' opinions influence you? Which I thought was great, because it's a two-part question. One of my favorite things, because it's about connecting and it's about how do you listen. And that is really what started my spiritual journey and how I ended up learning how to do that. And that's what I wrote my book about, The Keys to Your Higher Self. And so what I'm going to have you do is, I want to help you to be able to tune into this. So I'm going to give you a little bit of some guidance first. In our program, we did that in a lot of the classes that Connie and I teach. We talk about how to do this, how to tune into your intuition and how to listen to it. What is the best way? So the best way is going to be different for everybody. There isn't one way that works for every single person. So for instance, there may be, maybe you like to go for a walk, and while you're walking, you may get inspiration. Maybe when you're in the shower, which happens a lot, because you're not distracted and you are sort of like in a meditative state, and you'll get an answer or you'll hear something when you're in the shower. Same thing with driving. That kind of inspiration will come to you at different times in different ways. Your job is to really tune in and listen and pay attention when you get that. And how you know it's inspired thought is when you're like, that's interesting, or that's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. Because it's not your thought, because that's spirit's way, your angels, your loved one's way of coming through in your mind, which is how they communicate with us, is through thought. They don't have, mouths, so voices. Usually you're not going to hear a voice outside of you. You're going to hear in your own mind, you're going to hear a thought, but it's not in a voice outside of you. It's within you. So it will come through as your own voice, usually. And it's very subtle and it's very quiet. So your job is to tune into that and pay attention when you get that. And you can get more and more of those answers, those inspired answers, the more that you tune in and you start to recognize that you are receiving messages. So what I would suggest, and the best way that worked for me, was to connect with either a loved one that you feel comfortable with connecting with on the other side. Tune into an angel, for instance, Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is a protector angel, and he helps people in so many ways. So he helps people to feel safe. He can help to, protect you, your loved ones. A lot of times I'll have people connect with Archangel Michael's energy because he's very strong, and he is very comforting because you will feel safe in his energy and you'll feel him. He's very powerful. So connecting with a loved one, or choosing to connect with a loved one, someone that you feel comfortable connecting with that's passed away. An angel could be your guardian angel, or you could connect with your higher self, or you could have the specific intention to be connecting with God. There is no one that is not allowed to connect with God. We all have that ability. It's just that sometimes we've been taught that we don't, or that we shouldn't ask, and that's actually not true. You deserve to connect with source energy, which is unconditional love. That's the whole point. It's all love. So what you want to do, and even if you don't feel comfortable connecting with any of those, you can just have the intention to connect with the energy of love. So for me, I started with my higher self because that's what I felt the safest with, and with my guides who ended up coming through to me, which is what I write about and I talk about in my book too. So I'm going to have you go through an exercise here. It's a very simple one. You can get some paper if you want. You can pause this for a second, get some paper. But what I'm going to have you do is you're just going to get into, comfortable, relaxed state. Do not drive doing this. I know my hair is sticking up. Okay, got it, I think. It's kind of getting in my way. And so you're going to, want to get into a space where you're very comfortable, relaxed. Don't overthink this. You just want to be basically just being comfortable. So not overthinking it, and kind of letting go of your logical mind and just letting whatever comes through. That's what I want you to do. I want you just to almost let go of any expectation and just take a moment to tune into your own self. Okay, so go ahead and get comfortable. Just take a deep breath, relax. We're going to ask that you be surrounded with unconditional love and white light. And we're going to connect with God source energy, whatever you feel comfortable connecting with. Just imagining that you are surrounded in love, unconditional love and protection, and nothing negative can come through. This is only going to be positive and helpful information. And go ahead and just take a deep breath, relax. And in this space, I want you to think about a question that you would like an answer to. Just take a moment to think of a question, whatever it is. If you can't think of anything specific, I'll give you something general to think of. And I want you to think about who you're connecting with, bringing in your angel, your guide, your loved one, source energy, God's source energy, and just having the intention that you have this connection now that you have made. You are connected to this person, to this loved one, to this angel, to this guide. And I want you to ask your question, and I want you to listen for the response. And it may pop in very quickly. You can ask the question of what is for my highest and greatest good to know right now. And just take a deep breath. And if you didn't get anything, that's okay too. All right. right, you can go ahead and just come back and open your eyes. So real simple. And it isn't as simple as it seems, because a lot of times you're going to get into your own way. You're going to think, oh, I'm just making that up. You may have seen something, you may have had a thought or a feeling or something just popped in. Those are all part of your intuition. Those are all signs. And it's only going to be the positive things. So if there was anything that came up for you that you were like, oh, I don't know what that was, that may, that you were like, well, I don't know, what does that mean? A lot of times it can be your fears or things like that can get in the way too. So I don't want you to overthink it. What is going to happen when you're really truly connecting is sometimes there will be things that will come in that will maybe block you out of, again, the fear. But for the most part, you're going to be having a thought or an inspired thought. You may see a color. You may have a person kind of pop in. You may have an idea about what you're supposed to do next. You may have a flash of a book you need to read, or that you may need to do some physical activity, or you might have to clean a room. Whatever it is that pops up, trust it and know it's coming forward for a reason. And again, if you don't fully understand it, Connie and I, we do readings for people all the time and help with this specific type of thing. But usually you're going to have something that does come up that you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's a really good point. So when you ask in a general way, what is for my highest and greatest good to know right now, you may just get the sense of a feeling of, you just need unconditional love for yourself or self-love. You may get the feeling that you just need to relax and just be at peace. And you may just only get that feeling of being at peace. That is the whole point of connecting. And that is the energy that they will bring forward for you, is that feeling of love, unconditional love, and peace. I know that's what I got when I connected, and it's why I can continue to connect, and why I ended up really, really being able to tune into that and get more and more messages all the time. So the more you do this and the more that you're connecting, and I would recommend doing this daily, is because you'll start to really feel that energy and that flow, and you'll feel it throughout your day. You'll feel it when you're busy doing other things, and you'll notice the difference. You'll notice those nuances, because it's very, very subtle. And the other part too of the question was, how do you not let others influence you, or others' opinions about connecting? I'm assuming that this question was about that. And I didn't give the name of the person either, just because I wanted to keep that private for other people. I know it was posted on Facebook, but I still didn't want to say the name just in case. So how do you not let others' opinions influence you when you are going down the spiritual path, on the spiritual journey? And that's not always easy to do. So it's really important for you to surround yourself with people that do support you, that do support this, that are understanding. And maybe they don't understand at first, but as you start to shift and change, and as you start to become happier, or you become more connected, or you just come across as being more peaceful, other people will sense that, and they will know, or then they may say to you, what are you doing? What's different? I'm noticing something different about you. Or they may never shift and change that, and they may hold steadfast to their own beliefs, which is fine. So the piece of this is to let go of what other people think about it, and for you to be in a good place, and to not look for validation from them about your spiritual path and your spiritual journey. Because if you do, you're just going to be disappointed, and you're not going to be able to change anybody else's mind, and you don't want to. Your journey is your own journey, and everybody is where they're at when they're at that, in that space. So I know both of my children are in different spaces when it comes to this. One of them believes and one of them doesn't. And so we respect and appreciate each other's opinions and differences. And that is really what it's all about, because I can't expect somebody else to understand my personal spiritual experience, because I'm the one who went through it. So I can explain it, I can talk about it, but that doesn't mean that you are going to have the same feeling that I had or the same interpretation of it, or it's going to mean the same thing to you because it was personal to me. So when you're going on your own spiritual journey, it is your own personal journey, and you can try to explain it to other people, but the best way that you can help is when you change and you shift and you grow. That raises the vibration of the people around you. It raises the vibration of your own self, and other people will start to resonate more and more with you, or those people are going to start to maybe fall away or start to shift and change. So you don't have any control over what they're going to be doing, but your focus always needs to be on you and what you're doing and sending love. You know, it's okay for other people to not understand, but as long as you are taking care of yourself and you are growing and you are working on yourself, that is only going to benefit them in the process and everyone who's around you. So hopefully that was helpful for you. And thank you everybody so much for bringing forward your questions. It was awesome. I loved it. I loved reading everybody's emails and the private messages too. And so if you do have questions after this, please post them on. I'm going to do another, I think I'm going to do another one coming up too, but you can private message. If you have a question, private message, and I'm reading all of them, and I'm going to continue to answer them because I did have other ones that I really wanted to get to, and it's too long, so I'm not going to do that today. But I am doing, and Connie is too doing, I think she's doing them too, but I am doing right now private parties, readings. So if you guys are interested, reach out to me, where I would come to your house, and it would be between like 6 to 8 people. I will do individual readings for. Also, I will do an open forum reading for a group of people if you wanted something like that, and talk about the angels, talk about whatever it is that you would like me to discuss connected to spirituality, your angels, your guides. I can do readings for people in an open forum setting as well. So if you're interested in that, reach out to schedule. And I also, again, I do coaching, where if you're struggling with something or you have an issue that you would like more help on, I offer packages for that at discounted rates. So I look forward to hearing from you. And Connie and I are taking turns as well each week, so of posting materials. So this coming up next is her week, and we will both go back and forth as well and comment and do things on there. But the following week, that will be mine. I will make sure that I answer another question for you. So if you are interested and you have a question that you wanted to put out there and you don't want to put it on Facebook, you can private message, and I'm going to do my best to answer everyone's questions. All right. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.